Right. We are live, I believe. All right, we are live. We are live. Let me get this phone together. Hope everyone is having an amazing day today. Today is going to be a really good conversation. As you can see, I am on YouTube very heavy. And I think that this is one of those times where, we have to start thinking about, like, what are we creating? What do we want? What do we desire? How are we navigating ourselves through our businesses, and how we can be better? How can we flow better? How can we create more? And if you are joining me, definitely, I would love for you to let me know in the comments. Ashley is here. Hey, Ashley. Hello, hello, hello. So today I'm going to be talking about the creator economy. I'm going to be talking about how it is absolutely imperative that we start paying attention to what we are putting out into the world. How I feel like many of us are having such a hard time with, focusing on what are we leaving as a staple in this world, in this realm. So anyway, the reason why I'm bringing this up, the reason why I am talking about this today is, when you are in this new season, right? It's something different. It's something different that we've never seen before. A lot of us are walking into this new realm, trying to figure out, like, and I'm not saying me specifically, but just in general, folks are trying to figure out, like, okay, how do I move? What do I do? How do I shift? All of these things, like, what does that look like for me? What does that look like for my business? I'm hearing all these things. I'm hearing that I need to do this in order to survive, or, this date, this is coming to an end, or we have to make sure. Okay, so all of these things, right, that are happening, that have happened, and then we're talking about these things. But when it comes down to creating, we're literally leaving things behind. We're leaving our intellectual property behind. So I want to talk about the creator economy. I want to talk about why millennials, why Gen X will be the forgottens. We will be among the forgottens. I've been thinking this is something I had to meditate on, because I said to myself, what have we done? I mean, yes, we created Facebook, right? We created Facebook. We created, what is it? And it's not even we. I'm just talking about the generation. SpaceX, which is Elon Musk thing, right? We've seen some very, I guess you could say, we've seen some very interesting happenings and some interesting events. We've seen the climate, the weather shift. We've seen all kinds of stuff happen, right? Conspiracy theories on the rise. Things coming up out of the ocean, if you will. And when I say out of the ocean, I'm talking about from a standpoint of disclosure, right? The Great Awakening and all this other stuff. We've seen these things go on. However, hey, Vicky, one of the things that's coming up, however, one of the things that's coming up is this generation will be skipped over in terms of how we showed up in the world at large. We are so focused on what people are doing in their personal lives. We are so focused on who's marrying who. We're focused on how somebody is wearing their hair, right? We're worried about who's a witch, who's demonic. We're worried about things because we need something to find ourselves in, because our lives are not where they need to be. We're not inspired. So what we do is, instead of being motivated and inspired by something, the first thing we start doing is we start looking for things in people that we consider, that should be considered as high performers, and getting, what are they doing that's different? Maybe there are some things that they are doing that I could implement into my life, which is why I'm really big on women taking care of themselves, women growing up, right? Women becoming self-sufficient, self-mastery, self-actualization, self-management. Hey, Sasha. Hey, Lavette. Yay. So glad y'all are here. So we're talking about the creative economy, the attention economy, and why Gen X and millennials will be the forgotten. This is going to be a hard one. And I'm saying, like, I'm putting my staple and my fingerprint on the internet webs, okay? Because I want my triple great grandchildren, right? Put 3 greats in front of that, to hopefully find this video of their great grandmother telling them about this time and how they can really shift the trajectory of their time. Because their age, I'm going to be long gone by the time they get here. Long gone. And even if my child does not birth any children, my nieces and nephews are here. They're going to see their aunt, great aunt, great aunt talking from beyond the grave. Why am I saying this? Why does this book, well, Jay don't talk like that? No, I'm not. Immortality does not bother me. I think we need to understand where we're in a realm, right? We're in a realm where we have to create in order to operate in this realm, right? Yes, there is all types of things and barriers and limitations if you decide to abide by those things. So let's just get right into it. Why do I say that millennials and Gen X's are going to be the forgotten? The most that we can say is that we as a generation, and we're not trying to take credit for Mark Zuckerberg's work, even though we can either say that he's a thief. Well, that's called competition. Okay, that's called the survival of the fittest. That's called natural law. By any means necessary, right? Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook. They were talking about it in a room in college. And then all of a sudden, everybody else went in saying, yeah, we in it. Mark took the company and ran with it. We may not agree with Facebook, but it's created. It's one of the most innovative systems of our time. To the point where now Mark is in a situation where we don't even give him the credit of he may have stole the idea, but that's nothing new. That's nothing new. And if you want to even sit up here and say white men have always, Black folks have too. There have been Black people that steal people's course ideas and content. It's the same mentality, just on a different level. Don't play. Whoever gets there first wins. This is a competitive realm. And you can say all day, well, I don't compete. No, it's not about just competing. It's about how bad do you want to succeed to be able to have the life that you desire to have for generations to come? Okay, so hold that in your belly real quick. So we got this innovation of Facebook, right? We got this innovation of Facebook. We got this innovation of systems, Twitter, all these things, right? Generation X and millennials were, especially millennials, we turned 18 and we became adults during the turn of the millennium, right? It was turning into 2000. Generation X is X because they didn't want to be identified as anything. You can look it up. They didn't want to be identified as anything. So they just X. So they X themselves out. But that was the generation, right? Where they didn't get passed down a lot of wealth knowledge. Because even as a millennial, my grandmother, my grandparents had always had money. They had property, they had land, they got all this stuff. And for some reason, the baby boomers didn't really pass down a whole lot to the Gen X's. So the Gen X's pretty much raised themselves. There was no emotional connection on a general scale. So now you got millennials who are touch deprived. Am I telling the truth up in here? The millennial generation are touch deprived. They're coming up with all kinds of issues that they're having. Oh, inner child. And I got trauma going on. And my mom didn't hug me enough. And my dad yelled at me when I was 10. And this is the reason why I can't really get it together. Or, I'm afraid that, if I go all the way in my business, I'm gonna have this going on and this going on. And then people are gonna laugh at me. And I still need to do the inner work on this. It's always something that we have to do. And to even add insult to injury in so many ways, here we go, right? So now we're having issues about who we are as people. So it's not that we're not satisfied with being just us, right? We're not satisfied with being Jay, right? We're not satisfied with being Lavette. We got to be wives, okay? We've got to be Black. We've got to be a millionaire, right? We've got to be this, that, and the third. We got to find our identity outside of who we are because we don't even want to own who we are to create from that place. I'm a Christian. I'm spiritual, right? I'm a coach. I'm a content creator. We're very focused on being something other than who we are naturally. Do you wear wigs? Do you wear lace fronts? I'm a this kind of girl. I'm in my soft girl. I'm a soft girl like I'm a soft feminine. I'm a dark feminine. I'm guilty of it too. Guilty as charged. Let me call myself to the carpet. I'm a soft feminine. I'm a feminine woman. No, I'm just a woman. Sasha just said it right out of my mouth. We're never ever satisfied. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I can't make, and see, this is another thing that we do. I can't, my children are everything. My husband, my family is my life. So we find ourselves in other things. We find ourselves in different roles. And this is the reason why we have such an issue with faith in ourselves, because we feel like we got to step into somebody else's shoes in order to tap into their consciousness and their energy. Let me see if I can get up under this person. And we hide under that person. I don't want to feel like I'm getting bigger than the pastor because I don't want them saying nothing to me. Ooh wee. Hey, Keisha. Yes. She said, very true. I've started to correct my conversation. Yes. This is for real. So why am I saying the creator company? Jay, what does this have to do with, all this stuff? The reason I'm saying is about the being the forgotten is because we don't have anybody in our generation that we consider to be ascended in their mastery. Case in point, right? We demonize billionaires. No, let me even go here. Here we go. We demonize billionaires. We demonize multimillionaires. Why is that? That's an issue. And I had to grow into myself because that has always been a fascination to me. Like, why do we demonize people who worked, right? But why do we demonize people who started off in their garage and now they're able to, create spaceships and fly and give people an opportunity? And why do we do that? You know why? Because we're scared of the answers that they're going to give us. Case in point, we don't ask billionaires, what's your daily routine? What's your morning routine? What do you eat every day? Right? What's your night routine? What's your spiritual practice? Oh, y'all, are we gonna be by what? Look at Jackie Anna on TikTok. If you don't know who that is, I strongly advise you to look up Jackie Anna. Jackie Anna, I remember her from YouTube years ago when she first kind of got started with makeup. And she was one of the biggest examples I can come up with. And then I unfollowed her for a while, moved back since, just life happened, right? And I got on TikTok last year and I saw Jackie Anna in this beautiful home, beautiful kitchen. And the first thing I saw, the first video I ever saw from Jackie Anna in this time was when she was doing her coffee bar. She was re-energizing her coffee. And a coffee bar is everything to me, right? I love coffee. And I was saying to myself, like, there is Jackie. That was the first thing my mind went like, oh my gosh, this girl is here. This is, I was so inspired. But then I looked at the comments. And it was people going off about her. Like, people that show their life like this, they must have something really going on. Like, she's really not happy. Oh, sis got stuff going on. Oh, ain't nobody like that perfect. Because we got to identify with the antithesis of greatness. Because that means that if I start to ask Jackie, if I go in Jackie's DM and I say, Jackie, sis, how you get over there? How you get there? What happened? Tell me your routine. Tell me exactly what you did. See, that's me. That's the kind of person I am. I want to know what you did. Like, I know who you are, but what did you do? What did you create for yourself? What was your discipline? Because in order for me to go to the next level in my life, it's going to require me to tap into some other type of action. Y'all, and if Jackie was to tell me that, Jay, I ain't gonna lie to you, for 3 years, I'm drinking white grape juice, by the way. So that ain't apple juice. It ain't Coke. So if she said, Jane, for 3 years, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I did this, I did this for 2 hours. I did that for 3 hours. I went and walked for this, this long, and then I switched to this, and then I decided to do that. I could either look at that as got it. I'm doing it. I'm gonna adopt it Monday, or I'm gonna adopt it right now. Yep, I'm getting my schedule together because you're right. I need to do this and do that. That's inspirational to me. But you know what? Nobody is going to ask her those things because nobody wants to do what it takes to turn the brain on. Nobody wants to do what it takes to turn the brain on and use it for the right reasons. Oh, y'all, the creator economy is the biggest economy that's going on right now. Don't you know this is the God era? It's almost like I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there because it's my channel and whatever. But it's almost like, okay, so transhumanism, right, is a thing right now. We don't see it on a mainstream level, but it's going on behind the door, right? It's going on. When I say transhumanism, that means that they're creating superhumans. They're creating superhumans. So, which means that there's going to be an overlap of individuals that have souls, and then there's going to be a population of us moving into an era where there's going to be humans that have a consciousness, but there is almost a super consciousness that's also active in that person. So that person is going to be able, instead of using 10% of their brain, they're going to be using 60 to 75% of their brain, okay, or more. They're going to be highly intelligent beings. This is why even when you look at children now, if you start paying attention to children, they're much more eloquent. They're much more emotionally managed. They're much more intelligent in their speech. They're very old souls. And people say, well, they've been here before. That's an old soul. Why he's so? And see, this is how I know that we're going to be the forgotten. Because you know what we do? When we see children like that baby is so small. That baby must be here before. Girl, he too on. Girl, he scared me. What? We're taken aback by children that can be eloquent and tell us what's really. Don't you know children are the closest thing to the spirit realm? Of course they're going to know things. Of course they're going to see things. You know why? Because they're very in tuned with who they are. Oh, y'all. They're very in tuned. We're not, but they are. That baby knows too much. That baby, girl, ain't no way. What? The creator economy is also known as the influencer economy, but this is the thing that I thought was very, very interesting, right? We see content creator. That's what the creator economy includes. The content creators, the influencers that earn revenue from their creations. The business model of the creator economy is simply this: creating products. Yes, Keisha. Yes, they are. They are seers. Absolutely. They're creating products. They're creating digitized assets or digital products, such as journals, courses, things that you can access digitally that don't require hard copies of anything, right? Ebooks that you can print out if you want. This is the creator economy. That means people are taking tools online and creating money. Something's off with that. Something's off with how we're seeing this economy. This is all this opportunity. All this opportunity. Something's wrong with that. Like, we're not moving in the trajectory where we're supposed to be going. Let's go here. The business model, right, for the creator economy means that we're going to have to turn our brains on. We're bringing something from the unseen into the seen. Because the creator economy is the way for people to do what it is they desire to do. But guess what? A lot of us are having issues with that, because guess what now? Like, you got so many multi-million-dollar ideas in your head, but because you want to hide behind your, I don't want people to think I'm trying to be more than I am. No, be more than you are. That's the problem. You're not being more than you are. You need to be who you really are, not who you turned out to be by way of indoctrination and programming. You need to deprogram, release the indoctrination, redoctrinate yourself, and start to create from a place of joy and ease and flow. But this is what I'm saying, because we have not learned how to master the self. You're going to hear that phrase a whole lot right now. Self-mastery is going to be the word of this new time. Going into 2024 and beyond, self-mastery is going to be the word of the decade, baby. For the next 7 to 10 years, that is where we're going to see a whole lot more than just being somebody else's something. Because nobody wants to be accountable for self. We always got to check in with somebody. Now, there's a huge difference between investing in your business or investing in yourself in order to get a business model down packed, or get that accountability in yourself so that you can go to it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in normal areas of your life that you're looking for validation and for your, almost like your identity in someone else, and the satisfaction that they have about you means more than you being satisfied about your life. That was good right there. That was good. That was good. Yep, that was good. I got to have somebody to tell me that I'm doing a good job. So this is also my concern. So we got Beyonce, right? I love Beyonce. I love high performing people, right? It's not just because I think Beyonce is a wonderful person. I just think she's a beast in a woman's body. I just think she's a freaking genius. I just think she is. I think she's a genius, and there's some other people that I think that are doing very well, that push themselves to the limit, and I think it's amazing. That is me. I know everybody don't like that, because now we got this self-care conversation. We got this, don't push yourself too hard. That right there is what I'm talking about, right? So anyway, let's go back to Beyonce. Beyonce is at the place where she is now at 42, whatever how old she is. And we see her at her peak, right? We see her at the peak. But we didn't see her dancing in the living room and being passionate in front of her mother and her father and the friends that she used to have, the mom used to have at the house to entertain guests. And she didn't do it because they told her to. She wanted to perform for her parents' friends. And they knew, her father saw something in her that was worth him quitting his job. Her mother taking on extra clients at the beauty shop. She was the only one working. in the home so that the father can travel with Beyonce and her friends that could also sing, and it came together and did talent shows. And what am I trying to say? We didn't see the fullness of the work, maybe through documentaries and testimonies from different, group. The point I'm making is that we see Beyonce and we immediately want to demonize her because of her arrival to her destiny. Let me know if I'm freezing, y'all. Let me know if I'm freezing, because I don't know if I am or not. Right? So she is a person, right? She is a person that we have seen grow. We have seen this woman grow. And people have now gotten together and demonize this girl, right? We demonize her. She's a witch and she's channeling, she's an Illuminati. It's something going on with her because she's channeling this and she's channeling that. But nobody is asking her about how many years did it take to get to a point where she trusted her talents and gifts? Like, when did she feel like she arrived? Right? When did she feel like she's done this work and she was ready to take her own career to the next level? When she fired her father as her manager, what happened? Like, what made you get the courage to do that? Nobody asks questions like that, right? The first thing folks want to know is, were you really pregnant with Blue Ivy? Jay-Z is cheating on her. If Jay-Z cheated on her, I know I ain't got a chance, but we're not asking the right questions. What is up with that? Generation Alpha is here. This is going to be good. Generation Alpha is here. Generation Beta they're be coming in another year or so. And 2100 to 2150 are going to be the years where we're going to hear. Millennials and Gen X's, we definitely won't be here, right? So we'll be long gone. Okay, we'll be long gone. But when it comes down to who will be known, right? Who will be known as some of the mastery agents of this time, right? Because every age had someone of great importance. Every generation has somebody of great importance that ushered in another consciousness of greatness, of collective movement that was going towards the positive. This is why I say things like, I don't understand why kind people want to stay back. Like, we should have a polarization in this system. We got more people who we say that are not for the people, right? They keep poverty down and they doing this and they're doing that and they're keeping us down. And but we demonize the ones who are doing great in the world. We can say what we want to about Beyonce. Let me go back to her. Beyonce and Kelly opened up a housing complex down in Houston off 288, because I know exactly where it is. I used to live in Houston for 10 years. And I know it. So the flip side of it, we could totally come up and say, well, they got government contracts and all this kind of stuff. Absolutely. They took advantage of those things in order to provide housing for the poor. They ain't the first ones to do that. Like, can we stop acting like that? Can we stop acting like they're the first ones to get up and get a government contract to take advantage of opportunities to be funded by the government, right? To be paid by the government. Duh. Right? So Beyonce has this complex with her and Kelly Rowland. Like they're doing this together. And people are saying, what's she doing it? She ain't doing that but capitalizing off the poor. What are y'all talking about? That's a government thing. What are y'all talking about? That's also jobs for people. What does it have to do with that, Jay? What does it have to do with that? What it has to do, what I'm saying is that why aren't we asking the right questions to people that have done this amazing work? I really believe that if the shifts happen and change, right? If people became more compassionate and then also more interested and curious about people's crafts and the mastery of their work, that I would not have a doubt in my mind that Beyonce will be so excited to do an interview. Like she already did a documentary some years back, which I thought was a little too early. She should have did one closer to now, like in her 40s, right? But that's not my opinion, and it doesn't matter. But it's she can sit down and tell us what it took to get there, right? And we will be so inspired by people that say, you know what, you're right. Let me get up. Let me make a change. Let me make my schedule. Let me get it together, because this is the thing. When you are too free, you're going to find some way to keep yourself in bondage. When people are too free, we're going to find a way to self-sabotage, because just like Vicky just said, yes, Vicky, we have to make our own impact, but that looks like work. And nobody wants to do that, because that means that we got to come out of hiding. We got to use our brains. And we have this excuse that we've used our brains too much. Now, it has already been said about maybe 5-7 years ago that I remember hearing this for the first time, is that human beings now only use 10% of their brains. So I know that's lower right now. So why are we tired when we're not even using 100% of the thing that we have? I don't understand it. Why are our brains tired, but we're more concerned with why men are treating us like this, and why we, I'm so glad, women need to prioritize marriage. Women need to prioritize being mothers. They need to really prioritize doing this. No, what I'm saying is that we're so used to running to hide up under somebody because we can't stand on our own 2 feet. We can't sit and run into destiny. And then if we are in marriages or in relationships, we don't even have the bandwidth to go even talk to our spouses and say, babe, we got to build some wealth. We just got to straight up, like 100%. We got to build wealth. I'm only interested in building wealth at this time. Because what are we doing? We're not asking questions. Like, what is her routine? Gosh, Kim Kardashian, right? Kim Kardashian is one of the hardest working brands out there. Of course, people do not like her as far as you can throw a stone, right? They don't like the girl. They don't like her family or anything. But the reason why they don't like her is because this girl has been able to turn lemons for real into lemonade. We can go all up and down about how Kris Jenner, her child had, whatever she had going on with a boyfriend, Ray J, and capitalized off of it. But we have, I don't know about everybody on this thing, but we got no past that I'm proud of, like, dang. But my mama didn't try to help me to capitalize off anything I did in the past. I think it was pretty goddamn. And she turned it into an opportunity, right? And the Kardashians are one of the most hated families in America, but they're also one of the highest paid. Now, how can you be hated and paid at the same time? Because in our time, being hated on actually gets you paid faster, because there's going to be a polarized side that's going to say, you know what, that y'all hate them. I actually love them. And I love their work ethic. Kim Kardashian said, I love to work. I love to work. She don't care who she marries. She can marry 1,000 times. That girl still she gonna make it happen. She is going to make it happen because that's who she is. People they can't take it. Because it reminds us of the lack thereof, right? That reminds us, if I tell you, like, y'all, do some DMs, or it's time to make it happen. It's time to get it done. It's time to go all the way. We'll go all the way, and then we'll stop, because going all the way starts to feel like effort. And we're in a age right now where effort is not celebrated. People will celebrate you at the destination. They don't celebrate you in the process, especially when it looks like you're rising and moving up. When I see people with posts talking about, oh, I'm just gonna, sis, take off, don't pressure yourself. I have to block people like that. I have to block them. I don't like that kind of talk around me. Because you haven't even hit your first $1 million yet. You don't have a right to take all these extra breaks like you're a 9-to-5er. You're not a 9-to-5er. When people say, I just need to take them, I'm just resting. Okay. I don't even, if you tell me that you've been resting and you ain't hit your first $5 million, I'd really stop talking to you at that point. I just be like, okay, all right. I work every day. I work every day. I don't work all day, but I work every day. That's just me. You know why? Because my time is very, very precious to me. And I have a plan, I have a long-term strategy, because the attention economy is also in full operation. So attention economy, the economics of attention as an approach to the management of information. That, if all of that right there, the economics of attention is, human attention is the product. Human attention is the product. In this age, we're going into robotic age, the age of the robot. Do y'all not understand what I'm saying to you? So if you start to notice that people don't even respond the same way that they used to, they respond without emotion, they do things that's making you like, why would y'all decide to do that? That doesn't make any sense. People are saying things, just little things. It's like, where did it come from? What was your reasoning for saying things, for saying that? And when you start to look at people like, that doesn't make any sense. People have reduced their thinking. They can't think like that anymore. They don't know how to think like that anymore. They don't have the capacity to think critically. Critical thought is lost and is losing at the same time. Why is that? Because of the fact that as a human being with a soul, like, your soul has a body, right? You're walking in this realm as a human being. And if you got your brain on, you're in the present state. You're paying attention to what's going on right now. Like right now, I'm looking, like if I'm on a live and I'm paying attention to something and I think is a very, very good subject, then I'm going to pay attention to what they're saying. I'm going to take notes. This is another thing too. When we're talking about moving things along, and this is some of the things we're going to talk about in the digital lead her. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Vicky, I'm so glad you're joining us. I'm just so excited about this because I'm going to tell you this. We are becoming a species that is going to literally take ourselves out, right? However, how can you keep your human? You keep your human by staying in the realm of presence. Because some of us are too anxious and too depressed to focus on right now because this is where creation is. So you got Generation Z, you got Generation Alpha, you got Beta that's about to enter in, souls that are getting ready to enter into this next season. These children have a different dynamic of how they see everything. They see everything completely different than us. We're allowing our children, and this is the thing that I think Gen X and baby boomers do not understand about our generation, especially for millennials, is because we have allowed our children to pick their own belief system and path. And when I say own belief system, we're moving them in a trajectory of learning how to tap into their own minds and tap into the spirit realm by way of meditation, by way of self-concept, helping them to develop a self-concept. My daughter learned how to manifest with her mouth and with her throat and with her mind. She learned how to do that. That is something that she's going to teach her children if she hasn't. God, I hope she do. I would love to be a grandmother when the time is right, obviously. But what I'm saying is that this generation coming up, this generation over here, and this again, what we talking about, that age of Pisces, that Piscean age, is all about, well, why aren't they doing this? And why aren't they working? They need to be at a job. I had people that just could not understand why Maddie was not working in a fast food job this summer. I said, why was she working a fast food job and she had a mama with a business? I don't understand. Why y'all do that? Like, are y'all thinking? Nobody is thinking. My daughter was emailing companies for me. She has her own email address. She has a role in the company. She was getting paid by the company. Absolutely, Vicky. And this is where I was going with this too, is that in 2100, right? 2100, 2150, in that era, we'll be long gone, like I said. Those children, they're not going to have a hierarchy like that. It's not going to be lording over nobody. But they got to have, you got to sit up under somebody. When did that start? Why do you have to have somebody sitting under you? Why do you have to have a lord over your existence? Why is that? Why do you need to have someone to manage your activities? But this is the reason why people don't want to be free. They do not want to be. Freedom is so scary for people because that means that you're going to have to lean and depend on you. That's why the creative economy, that's why we're struggling so in it, because that means you got to create something from your own brain. You got to find somebody to validate. I just really don't know if I want to do this. Why not? I don't understand why you don't want to do it. Why not? But see, you can create whatever you want to create, right? But we do put it in some type of business model structure because why? There's a strategy for all of it because money is a currency. And if you're going to earn, quote unquote, or attract money on what you're doing, there is a strategy for that. So for example, I'm going to go simplified here. If there is a low price for a product, you're going to have more attention on you. If you are charging high fees, high pricing, You don't have to have as much eyes on you as you would with a low ticket product. But because of the fact that we don't want to do high, we want to do low, but we're not willing to do the attention piece. So our journals, our courses, our programs, or whatever that we're offering goes without because we don't understand the formula. That requires thinking, and that requires audacity. And that also means that you're going to have to become a master of self. You're going to have to see God in a completely different way than somebody who was damning you to hell. And you're not good enough. You're going to have to see God in a completely different way. Why can't you, like, for example, Mark Zuckerberg is an atheist, right? It does not mean he believes in the devil or whatever. He just doesn't believe that there is a Christian God, right? Some people say, I can't believe that he's going to go to hell. But you're on his app every day. You talk, I don't understand how people can tell people not to go to see Beyonce's concert, but you log in on Facebook every day like clockwork. Mark Zuckerberg is a known atheist. Y'all, people are speculating if Beyonce is an actual witch. So what is happening right there, right? We know that Mark Zuckerberg is who he is, or he doesn't believe in a certain belief system that the majority of people do in this country. But he is one of the biggest innovators of our time. Do y'all not get what I'm saying? He's one of the biggest. Mark Zuckerberg is going to go down in history as one of the biggest. Him, Elon Musk. I will even throw, no matter how you feel about Oprah Winfrey and the whole Hawaii incident or whatever, Oprah Winfrey has been coined. This is going to flip you on your back. Oprah Winfrey has been coined as the goddess of the Aquarian age. The woman who ushered in, quote unquote, the secret and the new age or whatever of spirituality, which is really not new. It's very old. It's just new to us, but it's been here for hundreds of centuries. But Oprah Winfrey is the goddess, quote unquote, of the Aquarian age. You know why she's the Aquarian, the goddess of Aquarian age? Lavette, you got to keep listening to me because I got a whole thing on Aquarian age. This woman is ushering in because you know why? You know why? She has mastered the Aquarian energetic. Y'all got, please come down off the religious horse, right? And get into the body. What am I trying to say? I need y'all to, I'm not trying to make you convert out of your religion. I want you to still keep your faith, but I need you to expand the way that you see God, right? So when I say that, even though Oprah is controversial right now, Oprah has built shows. Yep. Super Soul Sunday, magazines, open schools in other parts of the world, nonprofits, all these things, right? Just all these things. Now, I don't know what she do behind closed doors, and quite frankly, it's none of my business, okay? It ain't none of my business. I'm looking at it from a surface level standpoint that even if we don't agree with this woman, I always ask, okay, if you don't agree with her, what are you doing? Because if you're putting Oprah in this place where, oh, well, she's doing this and she's in the cohorts with the elites and she's doing this. Okay, so all of that, what if that is true, right? What if it is true? What are you doing in lieu of that? Like, what are you doing in where you are in your own life? For somebody who isn't a part of the occult, for someone who isn't a part of the elites, What are you doing to make yourself known to the masses so that people can understand that you're kind and you're sweet and you're smart and you can help people with a really, really big issue? Where are you at? No, we're somewhere judging. We're somewhere having a fit about, well, I can't put this post together and I need a calendar. That's why we never finish what we're starting, because we're too busy trying to figure out someone else's life. We're not creating anything that's going to outlast us. Some of y'all need to go ahead and get ready for your next level. What does that look like? This quarter that's coming up, October is tomorrow. You need to be posting, going live every single day. Where are you going? How are you going to pick yourself up from where you are and run? Where can we find you? Come on, Vicky. Yes. It's literally that simple. Like, what are we doing now? We got so much going on with all these people. And I can't believe she's doing it. And Jenny and Jesus and girl, what's happening with that? I got to find out, baby. I got to find out what happened, because you know what they say. What? They just like you. They're human beings just like you. People get divorced all the time. I got divorced too. People can't take that they're humans. But they have another level work ethic that half of us don't even. Oh, y'all, come on now. But we're steady asking God for more help. I'm steady asking God for more courage. I'm steady asking God for a sign to move. I'm steady asking God, is this right for me? I'm steady asking God, is this the right direction? I'm steady asking God, am I in my rightful place? I need help. I need somebody to help me. I need somebody to tell me what to do. I need somebody to treat my inner child like it matters. I need to whine to somebody because I don't know effective communication. I don't know how to take care of myself. So I need somebody else to take care of it. What is that? What is that? Right? I need all hands on deck. Everybody talking about how much they vibing up in the center. You are not going anywhere upward. I said, that's what I said. Y'all talking about going to heaven? I don't think so. If heaven is gonna look like where y'all going, I want to go. As above, so below. That means that on earth as it is in heaven, if you can't thrive in this, that's what I told somebody the other day. I said, you know, if I'm being told that thy will be done, God's will be done, which is to prosper as our soul prosper, right? Okay, be prosperous and be in health, even as our soul prosper. Okay, I know I'm misquoting the scripture, but I know the scripture. I'm just on the roll right now. And you mean to tell me that thy will be done, thy kingdom come, that will be done on earth as it is. Break that thing down. On earth as it is. Thy kingdom come, which means it has come. Oh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is, which means both realms got to look the same. Because you got two realms, even in this realm. You got the world and you got the earth. You got Mother Earth and you got worldly systems. The earth is where you are independent. The earth is where the economy, the creator economy is. The creator economy is. I'm going to tell you, this is a revelation. It just came to me right now. Creator economy. That's where, when I say the kingdom builders, when I hear kingdom, when people say kingdom builders, and Christian entrepreneurs, y'all need to stop that. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, it's a turn off because it sounds very cultish. But I'm going to tell you what your real true destiny is. Jesus did not come here just to talk to only his people. I know that there were scriptures that kind of insinuated that, but I really believe Jesus did not come here just to talk to the Jewish people. He came to talk to everybody that would believe. Right? That would believe, anybody that would believe. So what, come on, I'm finna run this home for you. Y'all gonna run when I tell you this. So that means that if I am an entrepreneur and I have been called to create in the creator economy, who am I serving? Who am I talking to? I am going to also leverage the attention economy, which is in the world system. You know why? Because those people are still in a system. They haven't gotten their freedom yet. So it's two different, thank God, there was two different systems going on at the same time. It's two economies that are going at the same time. Oh, y'all. I know it's a lag. I'm trying to get myself together. There's a world, and then there's kingdom. There is world, systems, indoctrination, fear. People over here don't know what to do, don't know how to create anything, they're inspired, they're motivated, they want to do something more. They're tired of these jobs, they're tired of all this. And where are you at, creator? Where are you on earth? And there is an in between that. In between those realms, you got the means of exchange. I didn't even know I was going there. Thank you, God. That was just so good. That was so good right there. Anyway, it's two different economies. But if you say that you are walking by faith, if I am walking by way of faith, I ain't supposed to see it. I'm not supposed to see it until I turn my eyes towards those who are weary and heavy laden. The earth is the Lord's. And what is Lord? Yes, we refer to Lord as God, but Lord also means law. Get off of here. Oh, Lord is law. This, thank you. And when we look at the laws, right? The laws, the universal principle. God is principle in the earth. So which means that when I become a part and I start to operate in the creator economy, y'all, this is good. And this is why only a few, the remnant, shall be saved right here. Now, this, if we're gonna use the Bible, let's just use that thing for what it is. It is there, the remnant shall be saved. It's only gonna be a few that are attached to your destiny that's over here in the attention economy, because the attention economy is where you got to pull them out. It's people right now, oh, I just really love when you do this and that. I just really love when you talk about this. When you, oh, God, you got a course. Oh, guess what they're going to do? You got their attention. So they're over here in the world where they're locked up in some type of strange situation, whether it's a job they don't like, or maybe it's a desire that they really want to go after. I'm gonna use my best friend on here for example. I don't even know, Ashley, are you there? So my best friend Ashley is a real estate broker, right? Years and years and years of straight up real estate expertise, right? So Memphis Grizzlies, houses, mansions, luxury homes, known in Memphis as one of the top real estate professionals in the state, in the city, right? Very well known. Has a YouTube channel, over 9,000 subscribers. Okay. I'm blessed to be associated with her because my YouTube channel ain't numbered 160 something, but we're gonna talk about that later because she inspired me to just go all in on YouTube. But the point I'm making is that she pivoted to creating courses for foreclosures and stuff like that. So guess what is happening? There are people right now that's looking at the economy over there. Oh, y'all, come on with me. Come on, walk with me. There are people over there that's like, man, I really want to, do this. And I really want to expand my real estate portfolio. I really want to do that, right? So guess what she did? She took advantage of the opportunity and leveraged her audience and started to create courses for individuals that wanted to invest in foreclosed properties and learn about how to participate in an auction. So guess what? She participated in the creator economy and took advantage of the attention economy and was able to make almost $10,000 in less than 12 days from her brain, from expertise. What am I trying to tell you? So it's an economy also serving another economy. There are two economies going on at the same time. And she was the best example I come up with right off the top, because this is a piece. You got to sell what you know. Some of y'all know what you're doing, and you just got to put it in a methodical, systematic way so that the people over there in the attention economy can catch wind and look at you as an in-demand product. And so you can move, and you can move swiftly. This is why I'm saying, like, I'm trying to make us and get us to get this, to understand why we're doing what we're doing and why y'all got to stop being scared to go all in, because there's going to be some people that's going to stay in the attention economy. They're never going to convert over to the creator economy. They're never going to step into their God-given purpose, and they will be a part of the lost and the forgotten. They will be gone. No one is going to utter their name, but you know who's going to be uttered? You know whose name is going to be uttered? The ones who are on YouTube, the ones who have standing voices on TikTok and known as brands on TikTok, because it's going to keep going if TikTok don't shut down. But also, taking advantage of the internet, what they call it, the IoT, Internet of Things. I I'm trying to get us to understand this piece, is that when we start thinking about people now, we got to start thinking about them in a different way. Just like, what's her name? Shakari, the track runner. The track runner girl. The girl is one of the fast, if not the fastest girl in our generation right now. Like, she's the fastest track runner. She's the fastest human being as we know it in the world, right? A beast at running. She is hyper performance personified. But you know what folk say about her? They look at her braids, and they say, all this stuff. And then they'll say, oh my God, she wore her natural hair. She wore her hair in natural, like, oh my God, I'm so glad she's a Black girl wearing her natural hair. That's her hair. Nobody asked her, can anybody name her record? Can anybody name that baby's record? No. Because the only thing we're concerned about is her hair. That's how off we are as a generation. I'm just, this is the thing. This girl ran 100 meters in 10.65 seconds. Almost 11 seconds, but 10.65 seconds, 100 meters. This girl ran 60 meters in 7.2 seconds. Championship. Why isn't the conversation centered around what that baby do on a daily basis to run at that speed? Some of us got children that want to run track. We got children that want to be great and be athletes. And we mean, like, we're not telling them to look up Shakari's workout schedule. We're not teaching them to look up her diet and what she eats every day and what she consumes and what she listens to. What are her favorite books? Or what are her favorite, like, who does she listen to? Who is her mentor? I'm always like, when I follow people and when I am fascinated by somebody, the first thing I do is, when I start being fascinated with this, I'm like, no, who is their mentor? I want to go above that person. Not to say I want to go and hire that person, but I also want to know what that thought process, because if these folks are in a 10x level, I need to know what's above that. Like, I'm looking at this, like, this girl is a champion. And the most we have to say is her hair, is she's wearing out in a neck. Oh gosh, I just love her hair. She's not wearing those braids. You come across people that don't question what they're doing. They don't question, like, man, how were you able to get that? I'm gonna tell y'all the God honest truth. And some of y'all that's been my clients for over a minute, like, y'all have heard this story before. But I remember when I first hired my first business coach, right? And my first month in there, I was struggling, right? I was struggling. And I was really struggling trying to understand, how is it that these people were getting the results they were getting at that particular time, right? Money was free, it was flowing, like, people had money, right? And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, what is, these are the type of questions I'm having. See, some people would get jealous. Some people say, oh, I'm seeing my peers get results and I'm not getting them. I've heard that 1,000 times. But this is what I refuse to adopt. I didn't adopt that. I said, I need to know what they're doing. So I began, I was very nervous about doing that. I was very nervous about asking, but I said to myself, I got to ask. I got to know what they're doing, because something is not clicking. And I had to be bold in that, because I'm trying to figure it out. Like, why are they succeeding and I'm struggling over here? And the reason why I was so confident in asking these questions is because I knew my work ethic was stupid. Like I knew I was psychotic, right? I just needed to find my lane to be psychotic in, right? So I remember DMing 4 of the women that were in the group with me. And I said, congratulations on your work. Like, congratulations on your results. I'm so like inspired by you. I said, but if you don't mind me asking, I am sitting here, I am struggling. I'm trying to figure out what is going, like, I know the offer, I know the framework, I know, but what are you doing here? Like, what is your process? Because you're closing this and I'm barely making it. Like, I need to know what that is. 2 people out of the 4 responded to me, and I still talk to them to this day. And they're still in business. Killing it, right? And I remember one of them, me and her used to have our little calls like once a month. And she was the first one to come back to me. She said, I work every day. Every day. She said that she tells us to reach out to 25, 30. I reach out to 60. Other girl said, I just reach out to 100 a day. That's my process. I sat back. Now look, now here we go. Now that I knew what it took, woo, here we go. Now that I knew what it took, I had to make a decision at that point. Because in order for me to perform at that level, which meant that I had to go not only meet what the coach was telling me, but I had to go beyond it. Oh, y'all. When I said, it was almost like, and I'm not going to cuss on here, but I was like, F it. Let's go. What, like, what have I got to lose at this point? You know why? Because I asked the right questions and I had to make a choice because that was the only way that I could create my income, create my revenue, to create my own freedom. That was a skill set where I will never, ever be broke again. Sales and marketing and sales, attention economy, creator economy. There is no other way around it. You can create 100 journals today. Congratulations. Why are you still broke? Because you have not gotten any attention. Your messaging has to also be in a line. Who is it for? Because that way you can go to the right people. But because we don't have the mastery of self down pat, I'm getting ready to close. Because we don't have the mastery of self rooted and grounded in us, what happens? What happens? We don't move. We don't go anywhere. We have to be under somebody in order to fit. That's why a lot of people with the 1% is not governed by a system that holds them, has a covering over them. They need to be covered. You need covering. Why do people talk like that? Because they need somebody to control. You don't need no covering. That is a word. I think that's the craziest. Like when I started deconstructing this stuff, I'm like, you don't need no covering. I need some of y'all to do some deep work on that. You need covering. I'm already covered. What are you talking about? It messes with people a little bit because you've been told down to your muscle that you need covering. You don't need a covering. You gotta talk to God by yourself. You know how to talk to God. I'm getting off of here. I'm gonna have to do a part 2 on this. But this is the whole thing. Explore these pieces. Are you going to participate only in the attention economy? Right? And what I mean by that, you're going to be on the consumer side. Yeah, the church says that a lot. Absolutely. I'm a pastor's daughter, so I know. Right? And then you have the creator economy. These are things that we have to consistently do the work on. But because our generation has been so intertwined with being lorded over, being traditional, being more traditional than they are, I'm sorry. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with modern. And I think modern is getting a very foul and sick reputation. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that, because modern has been affiliated with women that don't want to open, like they don't want nobody or no man to open up doors for them. Of course, I want a man to open up the door for me. But I also want somebody, doggone it, that understands where we're going in the future. I don't want nobody that want to stay in 1960s. We gotta go. We got children to bring up. I am not interested in passing my child down any trauma, just so I can say that I'm a title. I've been a wife before. It ain't cool all the time when you're married to somebody that's misaligned to your destiny. Done it twice, got the postcard. Wife club, it don't mean a hill of beans if the man that you with don't even care about you as a person. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm going to have a man in my life, where are we going? I need to know where you're going. What's your vision? To see, they don't know how to, because when people don't know how to answer questions that are for the future, you're trying to hold us back. We need to be family. We need a family. No, you don't need a family when you don't have any wealth. You don't even have a home. You live in a 2-bedroom apartment or 1-bedroom apartment. Your children don't even like you. Mothers don't even want to be moms anymore. They're getting online and bragging about how they don't want to be moms anymore, and how my children get on my nerves and I just ship them off. Okay. Trauma overload. We're just doing to the generation. That's why Generation Alpha, like Z, Alpha, and Beta ain't gonna want nothing to do with you. I'm talking about no contact for real. They think millennials are no contact. Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. Your children will change their own name to disassociate themselves from you. Because what have you did? Anything that was substantially innovative in this realm, but go to work, pay bills, and holler and yell all the time and cook and clean. That's it. That's it. That's all you have had to contribute to the world is make up your bed, life skills. That's all we're teaching our kids. Stay off their phone and stay off this. Okay, are you helping them with any skills? Are you helping them with skill sets? These boys out here, are you helping them with becoming, well, his daddy ain't here. Okay, so you are the mother. Learn how to tap into both energies, the masculine and the feminine. Silly. Step into both. There are good men out here that have been raised by single mothers. Is that ideal? No. But is that something that women will have to tap into? Absolutely. Those are your children. The men are leaving because they can't take it no more. It's too much for them. And I love that for them, actually, because it's really showing how much the system has messed the minds of a lot of people up, because we have tricked men into thinking that they have to be our saviors. They can't even save themselves. They don't even like themselves. That's why they're tired. They're physically exhausted and mentally unstable. They're raveling at the seams because they can't even like. You tell a man to build you a house, he looking at you up and down like, what? Excuse me? So what this next generation, and I'm closing for the third time. This generation is all about, there's going to be collective consciousness, there's going to be robotics, there's going to be a lot of automation. These children, like, it's going to be Wakanda times 2. They are not going to talk about the millennial generation at all. They're not going to say how amazing and my great grandmother did this and my great grandfather. They're going to skip right on over and talk about Plato. They're going to talk about the Roman Empire. They're going to talk about they're not going to talk about anything that we have going on because we did nothing. Don't you know this generation is dying off and nobody is like going to visit graves anymore like they used to? People don't go and visit graves. They don't even talk about the dead like they used to. They don't talk about that because people got to focus. People are dying and we're forgetting all about them in 6 months. People are leaving up out of here and we got to move on. Like, okay, I remember, oh my God, sniff, wipe my face. And we got to move on because we got to continue to create because we're still here. They went on. So I'm saying all this to say, you decide how you're going to etch this world and stop thinking like, and I'm not saying everybody is doing this. This is for years and years to come. What are we doing right now? And are we going to stop asking people about their love life, about the, what are you doing with your life to shift your life? Because I need tips and help on how to navigate mine. I'm working every day, baby. I ain't working every day. Used to post every day. Every day. Every day. But if you tell them you're at $20,000 months or $17,000 months, they like, oh, for real? See, I need to make that kind of money. Okay, I'm telling you what to do in order to do it. And you got an issue with the process of getting there. They don't make no sense. If I tell people like, that's a lot. That's not a lot. Just lazy. You're straight up lazy. That's okay, because when you leave, like when you leave here, you will be forgotten in 6 months, in 3 months. I give it 3. Because the more life keeps life in, they leaving up out of here. They're leaving up out of here, and people are, we're gonna miss her, but she was so sweet, she could cook. She made the best peach cobbler, and we got to go to work. We want to know who's sleeping with who. Did you know that so-and-so is with so-and-so? Did you know that Remy Ma and Papoose ain't together no more? And did you hear what happened? Ain't nothing wrong with touching on things, but when we start harboring, there's total dissertations about this stuff. People are breaking down Beyonce's entire concert in sections about how it deals with spirituality. All of that. And they ain't released not one product with that mindset. But the time wasted to discuss think pieces behind every single structure that was involved in the Renaissance tour is being discussed. So I'm off with that. But I can tell you that Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, free platforms for you to make your first $1 million in the next 2 years. And literally, you are not taking advantage of it because of whatever story you have made up in your head. I'm getting mine. And I don't care who ain't coming. If you ain't coming, get out the way. If you're not going to do what you're supposed to do, get out the way. If you're not going to take responsibility for your life, get out of the way. These are things that I'm saying that we need to get ahead of and stop being behind. Okay? So anyway, y'all have a blessed rest of your day. The Digital Lead Her is open. Look in the comment section. Look at the link. Let's make it happen. The last 3 months of 2023 is upon us. We need to go all in. Have a blessed rest of your weekend. And we keep going, period. The creator economy is here.